And we'll get to what ultimately happened in terms of the Libertarian Party nomination. But here's what the Donald had to say.
We do not have a free country if we do not have free speech, and very strongly believe that. We stand opposed to government tyranny in all of its many forms. We are opposed to a government that spies on political campaigns. I wonder who that might be. Like they did on me, spies on the American people, censors us, and crushes the rights of its own citizens, which the Biden administration does. We want government out of our business, out of our wallets, and out of our lives. That's what we want. We believe that Marxism is an evil doctrine straight from the ashes of hell. Having Marxism in our government is intolerable, and teaching it to our children is considered to us child abuse. We believe that the job of the...
Did he really say that teaching Marxism is child abuse? Donnie, I know you're hyperbolic, but for the love of God, you can't in one sentence say you believe in free speech and then on the other say that teaching Marxism is a form of child abuse. Make up your mind! We'll continue.
The United States military is not to wage endless regime change wars around the globe, senseless wars. The job of the United States military is to defend America from attack and invasion here at home. And as we speak, Joe Biden's minions are in Geneva, secretly negotiating to surrender more of our liberty to the World Health Organization. Drafts of the agreement show that they want to subjugate America to foreign nations, attack free speech, empower the World Health Organization to redistribute American resources. They're going to take our money and send it all over the world to other countries that we need for our own citizens in the event of a pandemic, and it can happen again. I
do think that that type of talk with libertarians is going to resonate. Now, I don't think that there was anything significant about this, and apparently Trump didn't even apply to get the Libertarian nomination. He just went there to appeal to them for their vote. But in terms of the fact that at least on from a civil liberties perspective, this country is getting infinitely more libertarian by the day. And obviously the pandemic had a lot to do with that, but we'll continue.
We believe that property rights are fundamental to a free society and that Joe Biden's rampant inflation is a monstrous theft from the American people. It's a theft. We believe that the greatest threat to our country is not from enemies abroad. It's the tyrants, communists, fascists, and thugs attacking our rights and liberties from within. And above all else, we live by the words of the great American patriot, Patrick Henry, give me liberty or give me death. Only if you want to win. Maybe you don't want to win. Maybe you don't want to win. Thank you, D-Roy. Thank you. No, only do that if you want to win. If you want to lose, don't do that. Keep getting your 3% every 4 years.
That is a master troll if there ever was. Saying get your 3%. I mean, that takes, of all the things to say to piss off the crowd, but it's actually true, but it doesn't have to be that way. There's a reason. We have a rigged political system that is advantageous only to the two major parties. So, my thought is, I actually think Trump doing this was actually very smart. The one thing you have to remember about these particular events and what makes them unique is that while the majority of people at the Libertarian Convention probably are not going to support Trump, just him being there and showing up and making a statement is more than likely going to gain him a significant chunk of the Libertarian vote. And I'll tell you why. Because the person that they have endorsed at the Libertarian Convention is Chase Oliver, who I didn't do that much research on. I heard him speak during one of the roundtable debates that also had Jill Stein and Claudia de la Cruz. This was done a few months back. And I thought he seemed reasonable enough on a number of issues. But ones apparently I didn't hear about, that when he started talking about them, to me, were, especially from a libertarian's perspective, there's no way that the average libertarian is going to get behind lockdowns and mandates, and as well as trans women in women's sports. Like, these are hot button issues, especially for conservative voters. Apparently, Chase Oliver supports those. And so by that measure, you would think that a chunk of those voters are just going to go over to Trump. That's what's likely going to happen, even if Trump doesn't mean half of what he says. But I do think that that is likely the transitional touch point that is going to happen. I also think, because of the fact that they did endorse Chase Oliver, I actually think there's a pretty good chance that this election cycle, especially with what's going on with Biden, I do think that there is a real shot that the Green Party is going to get more votes than the Libertarian Party this time around. It'll be the first time since Ralph Nader in 2000 that happened. So it's actually been almost a generation, long time. The shift, if you will, is likely to happen. And so this is why you speak to your enemies or to the people you disagree with, because you never know. You might end up convincing some people that it's actually worth getting behind you. This is why you can never take for granted this idea of just showing up, being at events, connecting with regular people. By doing that, you might end up converting some people over to your side. If there's one thing that Trump is, he is opportunistic. If he senses an opportunity that is going to help him politically, he's going to go for it, because he's a master marketeer. That is his one true skill, and he knows it well. He knows it better than anybody else in politics. And that's kind of what drives people nuts. It's also why a lot of people are, kind of looking around wondering, why can't other people do it? Because for him, he's very unique in that regard. And so overall, I think that's funny, Cheryl. All right, so for those of you, and we'll conclude on this note, because this is something I never forgot. See, when everybody's like, oh, I know Donald Trump. Well, I know Donald Trump too. I'm from New Jersey. I used to hear Trump's ads for Trump University back in 2000. That's right. This is going back a long time. And so I can tell you that the way this ad went was like this. He would come on, they would talk about how you're going to go to Trump University, you can do this, that, and the other thing. And this is what Trump had to say. You're going to learn how to be successful. You're going to learn how to make money. And once you enjoy it, you're going to be successful. And all I'm thinking is, what the hell did he just say? And is there anybody who actually bought this? That something as silly as, you're going to learn how to be successful. You're going to learn how to make money. And once you enjoy it, you're going to be successful. And I'm thinking, man, at least he couldn't make the grift. And again, I was a teenager at the time, but he couldn't make the grift any more transparent. It was so clear as day that what he was saying was bullshit. And yet he said it. There's totally people who are going to buy this and they're going to pay for my university. It's going to be great. Like, look, and this is why when people get on that, oh, Trump University was a scam. Let me tell you something. If you're dumb enough to give him your money after hearing that ad that I heard every morning going to school, hey, that's on you, buddy. If you fall for it, that's your problem.